very poor at Newcastle. And just as I was saying about Eden Hazard needing to start at Camp Nou, there's a real expectation among the 2,500 Manchester United fans in Sevilla that Paul Pogba needs one of those games where he justifies that huge transfer fee. And Mourinho always plays down that fee. And I can see why he does it. He's trying to protect his player. And he did it again last night. But Pogba really needs to stand out in a huge game for Manchester United. He's been really good once this season at Everton on New Year's Day when he played in a more attacking role, the role he prefers. But he needs to do that at a place like Sevilla, away in the Champions League, because the doubts are starting to increase about Paul Pogba. He had a bit of it a year ago. He had a terrible game against Liverpool in January 17. But he had a good season last year. But good is not good enough for Manchester United, just as it wouldn't be for Barcelona. If you're Paul Pogba, you need to become a great player. And I think if he gets his chance against Sevilla, he does really well. What will then happen is both him and Mourinho will say, there's been no issue all along. You're all wrong. You're all talking absolute nonsense. This is a good place. But Mourinho does want him to act upon his instructions and sometimes play in the position that he doesn't want to play in. And the player's not always comfortable with that.
This is a huge game, and it's a huge part of the season for Manchester United and really for the Mourinho project, and whether or not we're all going to view it as successful at Manchester United. Like, they have to reach a semi-final this year for everybody to feel like there's still some semblance of progress, because if they get knocked out in a quarter-final or, heaven forbid, by Sevilla at this point, there'll be a real sense that there's been huge investment and no progress.
I agree with all of that, and United need to win a trophy this season, and the FA Cup would be good, but the league was over by November. No Manchester United fans thought that we had a chance of the league. Even going into the derby at the start of December, no one expects to win the Champions League either. But if United were to go through against Sevilla, which they should do, because if they don't, it will be considered a failure, given all the investment. Get to the quarters, do well, maybe get to the semi-finals, win the FA Cup, finish second, José Mourinho would get away with it again. He would be able to say this season has been a success. My first season was a success. I won 2 trophies plus the Community Shield. That's where he's at the moment. The team are second in the league but they've been second just for most of the season. There has been an improvement, but nobody's dancing around saying this is the greatest Manchester United team ever. The 2 most recent away performances in the league at Tottenham, United were completely outclassed by Tottenham, and at Newcastle, where they were very, very disappointing against a team who had not won at home since October. Expectations, not unreasonably, are much higher for Manchester United, and Pogba is one of those players. He needs to raise his game, he needs to finish the season strongly. He's not the only one. Nemanja Matic, another midfielder, started the season very well. He's looked jaded in the last few weeks. There'll always be scrutiny about the strikers. Lukaku scored and did very well at Huddersfield. Alexis Sanchez, he's a star player, he's a world-class player. You've got to go away to Seville and you've got a star in these type of games. And United are favourites. And this was put to Mourinho last night. He said favourites means absolutely nothing. But it does mean something. Sevilla have conceded 5 goals on 4 occasions this season. I've watched a lot of them. And they have improved under the new manager, Montella. And Mourinho was quite astute when he talked about the little tweaks he'd made to the defence and the positioning of his players. But United are favourites. United really should be going through. This isn't the Moyes season of 2 or 3 years ago. It is United in the second season under Mourinho. You should be going through. If United don't go through, there will be significant criticism.
Yeah, you think of Sevilla and you think of that game against Liverpool in the group stages, and you suspect that Manchester United wouldn't give up a 3-goal lead against Sevilla, but at the same time you suspect that Manchester United wouldn't be able to build up a 3-goal lead against Sevilla. Is that a little harsh on United, or is that pretty much where Sevilla are at under Montella?
No, I think it's right. No team has scored more than 2 goals against Manchester United this season, but United are not big goal scorers either. Despite all the concerns about the defence is the best in the Premier League. I cannot see anything like the 5-3 scoreline of the Sevilla derby here last month, where Betis came and scored 5. United just do not set up like that. They're far more pragmatic. They build from the back. David De Gea is a reason why Manchester United's defence has been so good. But I would be expecting a low-scoring game. Sevilla have conceded a lot of goals. I think it'll either go one or two ways. A draw, tight game, or Manchester United will win and win pretty comfortably when they realise that they're considerably better than Sevilla. But Montella has got them winning. They are a cup team. They've reached the Copa del Rey final again. They have a confidence in cup competitions. And I've been here for 4 days now. I've been speaking to lots of people around Sevilla. And they're like, yeah, we're not overawed by Manchester United. We're going to go out, we're going to go and win it. We want to win this competition. And I recoil from that and think this Sevilla team is no way good enough to win the competition. But it is a cup competition. There can be surprises, as Manchester United have found out.
There are few better ways to spend 4 days in February than in Seville. Enjoy it, Andy. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. It is a beautiful city, and it's a great football city as well.
Yeah, they used to bring international teams there to hammer them whenever they needed to get results. That's Andy Mitten of United We Stand giving us his thoughts. Conor McKeown of the Herald is here. Good morning to you.